Feather Intuitive. Welcome to Demystify the Divine, weekly readings and tools to connect. And we are doing our Affirmation Nation segment today. And our affirmation is going to be pulled from the New Moon Magic Oracle, Deep Moon Musings by Stacey DeMarco. And I really love this particular deck because the mantras or the affirmations or the food for thought, I feel is very much in alignment with kind of our core, I want to say where the collective is going right now at the core. So this energy really helps us to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff and really get to the heart of the matter. So this month, I want you to kind of consider how you can improve your life on a daily basis by, and I guess maybe I'm releasing a bit of a challenge to you this time. How can you improve your life by using this particular mantra? And you know, the ultimate goal would be to do this every single day for the next 30 days. But let's, you know, if that's too much, you know, we all have so much going on in our lives and in our worlds that might be too much. So maybe commit to the next 7 days or commit to the next 3 days. And this is our affirmation for the month. I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. And it's an eclipse card. I think that's so funny because we are on the heels of eclipse season, and we've had so much shift and change as a result of the eclipse season. This particular picture is showing, you know, the sun and the moon. Like the sun is starting to either it's dissipating or it's starting to pop back out because the moon covered it over, glossed it over. But I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. And what I keep hearing around this as food for thought is because we have just been through this massive eclipse season, where are you at with yourself? Do you feel that you know yourself deeply? Do you find that you are making choices that involve your worthiness or your desire to step more into that value and worth space? I know for me, this eclipse season, this is huge. This I know myself deeply and find myself worthy because I'm going through a major phoenix right now, major transformation. My entire life over the last 3 years, like from what it looked like then to now, and actually I should say to you pre-COVID, just before COVID hit. So the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. Yes, COVID was a major reset for all of us, and it was a shock to all of our systems, and we were all affected. I'm not speaking about the COVID piece. I'm speaking just about my own life, my own patterns, my own journey. That was the mark of the end of that chapter of me and the beginning of this new version of myself. And this particular eclipse season happening, 4.5 years later now that we're in it, I'm in that process of figuring out who am I now? I've been in that, anyone who follows me a lot, I talk a lot about the phoenix and the phoenix phases, and we have the phoenix burning. COVID was a big phoenix burning. It was a big tower moment. We were all shocked. We were all in grief over that. We didn't really know how to handle that. Nobody was really expecting that. And we knew that it marked the end of something pretty important for humanity. And then we went in the phoenix growing phase, which was we have no idea who we're becoming. We know we're not that anymore, but we don't know who we're becoming now, and we don't really even have a vision. We could talk about this in terms of COVID phase, that we were all stuck in our homes going, when is this going to end? What is going to result on the other side of this? And then you have that phoenix emerging phase. Ooh, I see a little light at the end of the tunnel. That's the birth canal, entering the birth canal and saying, okay, I've received all the things I've gestated, I've healed, I've reflected. on where I've been, and now I've got a little glimpse of where I might be going, and I'm beginning that journey. And so it's the process of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You know, you are hopeful for something new, you're ready for something new, but you might not be ready for all of it because you still don't know exactly what all of it is, and you don't really know who you are at that moment. You're kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, but there's a lot of effort in that, and there's a lot of desire to get through that phase and onto the other side. And then, of course, once we're through that birth canal, it's phoenix rising, new baby bird, wings wet, ready to take on the world. And this is the time when you really get into that space of, okay, the whole world is my oyster. I'm in this new body. I'm in this new version of me. Let me have some fun and get to know it. It's like getting a new car. You got to go and take it out for a spin, and you know, it might be a test drive, and you might test drive several cars before you decide on the one that you take home. And then it's about getting to know that car and all of its little quirks and its little, you know, gadgets and gizmos and how it all works. It's the same thing here with that phoenix rising phase. Is okay, I'm getting to know myself. Experimentation, exploration. The sky's the limit, you know, there's no thing that's off limits in order for you to experience and explore. And then that final phase is the phoenix soaring, which is, okay, I've had my fun, I've done my experimentation, my exploration, I'm very comfortable now in this new version of me. Here's my path, I'm committing to it, I've made a choice, and let's do this. So I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. Coming through right now, I feel is very fitting for all of us because we are all kind of in that space after the eclipse of, all right, everything's been stripped away. Things are not what they used to be. They just aren't. And this is affecting every single one of us, even if it's just a small part of your life. But for most of us, it's a lot of aspects of our lives that are completely different, never to return. I always like to say, stick a fork in me, I'm done. Right? I'm the turkey in the oven. I'm done. So what you want to do now with this affirmation is work with it on a daily basis and really sit with it and, you know, say it to yourself. And I recommend saying it out loud 3 times and then really sit in it. Ask yourself, do you know yourself deeply? Do you find worthiness in yourself? Are the choices that you are making reflecting this? And if not, let's make that shift. Let's lean into this. An affirmation works to reprogram and rewire the neurons in your brain. So when you say it, even if you don't necessarily believe it, the body, the cells in our body, they don't distinguish between truth and falsehood, right? They don't distinguish between sarcasm and reality. So you might be saying it and not exactly feeling it is the truth, but the body is already starting to say, okay, this is what this person wants. And eventually you say it enough times and you actually feel that shift and you start to believe, yeah, hell yeah, I am worthy. I do find myself worthy of the things that I'm desiring. I do know myself deeply. I might not know myself deeply in this area or this area or this area, but I notice it in this. And let me hang on to that and let me expand into that. Because once we create a thing, once we have that realization, that aha moment, we can recreate anything that comes up. So I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. How can you put this into practice for yourself this month? Like I said, pick a duration. If you can do the whole 30 days and you're up for the challenge, let's do it. If that feels too overwhelming, try a week. Try 7 days and just repeat this to yourself 3 times out loud. If you want to be brave, bold, and daring about it, repeat it to yourself while you're looking at yourself in the mirror. For some, that mirror work is too intense. For some, it really helps to write it out and then read it. But the act of connecting with this every single day is helping to rewire and reprogram. And that's what we want. And it's simple and basic. It happens whether we are fully present with it or not. That's the beauty of the affirmation. Just say it, because eventually, even if you don't feel it right now, eventually you will. And that's the beauty of those affirmations. They work on our subconscious level. And that's what really needs to be rewired and reprogrammed right now. We are in the process with this eclipse season, we're in the process of getting rid of the old patterns and cycles. We are starting from scratch, starting brand spanking new. So you can be an active part of that, be very aware and present and intentional, or you can just choose to sort of see what the world throws at you. No judgment on what you choose. This path is definitely, I want to say, more entertaining, more fun, and a path that is going to, I want to say, eventually turn up the pilot light within you. It's going to light your soul fire. So if you're looking for a little bit of creativity, you're looking for purpose and direction and meaning to the actions that you're choosing and you're taking in your day-to-day, affirmations are the way to go. So check it out. I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. All right, guys, that's our Affirmation Nation for this month. If you like what you see here, feel free to click the bell on my YouTube to be notified of all of the content that I release here. And if you're looking for a little more support and guidance, consider checking out my completely free Black Feather community. We get together every month. Well, we're together all the time, with various different things, but we do get together once a month for our Gathering of Phoenixes, where we get together and talk about all things metaphysical. It's a very safe space, a very fun place. We're developing a wonderful group of trusting, brave-hearted, open souls who are willing to share their journey. So you don't have to do this alone. We'd love to have you. Take care, guys. We'll see you next week. Transform well.